Come with me on the tasty trail with Benjamin. We have beautiful mountains even in the middle of the huge city of Seoul. Mountains are very important in Korean culture and also in Korean food. You know, we didn't wait for the modern times to discover the slow food, eating and cooking slowly, and especially using local and traditional ingredients. That's what we still do nowadays in Korean food. We still go to the mountains foraging for vegetables. That's what you find especially in the temple food with the very strong Buddhist vegetarian tradition. And that's what we are going to discover today, mountain and vegetable traditional vegetarian Buddhist food with Benjamin on the Tasty Trail. We are at the Geumsansa temple. It's one of my favorite temples in Korea, not so famous, and it should be because it is very beautiful, old and precious. But it's not because of that it's a very important place. It's because of this stupa, which is holding some relics of the historical Buddha. It's one of the few temples in Korea which hold this kind of relics. And also it's famous because of this other treasure in front of us, which is the Mirugjeon. Mirugjeon being the whole of Maitreya Buddha, Maitreya Buddha being the Buddha of the future. So it's a really important place, beautiful and charming. You can see it's very quiet, but that's not why we came here today. We came because of temple food. I'm going to enjoy this temple food meal with the chef of the temple, and she's going to explain us the way to eat these wonderful dishes. So here we have the rice, and I've heard that in the Buddhist tradition you serve yourself just the right amount of what you can eat, because you shouldn't leave anything, of course, and you have to clean your dish with the water at the end, leaving nothing. So I'm going to taste the soup. So this one is a clear bean paste soup with cabbage. 어떻게 왜 이렇게 달콤합니까?
예,
약간 단맛이 나는데.
네, 제철 음식이기 때문에 지금
예.
무배추가 굉장히 달고 맛이 좋습니다.
I'm so surprised because the taste is sweet, and it's because it's a seasonal food. So now, winter time, the cabbage is very sweet. That's incredibly good. Incredibly good because it's completely unexpected for me. So I cannot wait. 실례합니다. 제가 혼자서 먹는데 I'm sorry to be the one to eat, but I cannot wait. I really have to try the other ones. So this one is the todok, right? Yeah, the todok that I explain later, which is a mountain root. Wow! So one surprise after one surprise. 원래 도덕은 약간 쓴맛이 있는데 여기는 전혀 안 나오는데요. 원래 there are like generally a kind of bitter taste with the 도덕 root, but not at all in this one.
이제 아마 자연산하고 약간 재배라서 좀 차이도 좀 있을 거예요. 네.
Right? Yeah. So that's the rummusengchi, which is a white radish salad. I love sesame. and the sesame seeds bring a unique taste. I like the vinegar. Apparently there is some vinegar in it. Makes a delicious balance.
벤자민 먹는 소리가 더 맛있습니다.
Very important to have here the food one by one. Don't mix because each of them have such a real rich personality that it's too bad to mix all that in your mouth. It's really delicious. I wish that people could come here and take lessons. 맛있게 먹었습니다. 조금 있어요. 다 먹어야 돼요.
예.
She's watching me carefully. She saw that there are some, grains of rice left in the, and it's not possible. So I have to clean it with water. So you see, that's something very important. I have to eat everything which is in this bowl, even the last grains of rice, because that's something we should learn in our societies nowadays. Stick with overconsumption. The principle of saving, of economy, not only the economy of energy, of light, or things like that, but of desire. So that's very important. That eating until the last drop means that I am conscious that I shouldn't waste anything. Everything is important in this world, and the food that we are preparing is to be fully eaten, fully enjoyed, no leftovers. You prepare only what you can eat, and you eat everything which is on the table. Here it is. 조금 하나 있어요? She's watching me very severely. 있습니까?
벤자민 훌륭하십니다.
고맙습니다. So you are wondering how they make all these delicacies, right? So we came in the kitchen, and with the chef of the temple, we are going to show you some of the dishes. So we are going to do first a fresh cabbage and soybean paste soup. It's a clear soup. So this is the doenjang. So that's a very, very important ingredient in Korean food. This is the soybean paste, which has been fermented. That's the one we use to make the soy sauce or kanjang. So the soup is done. You see, it was very quick, and it's also a very simple recipe. I'm going to do it at home. So the broth made with wakame and mushroom, pyogo bosot, the pyogo mushroom. 이게 뭡니까?
네, 이건 이제 더덕이라고요.
Todo.
예.
Okay. That's something I have to explain because I think we don't have it in Western countries. It's Codonopsis lanceolata, if you want the scientific name. We don't have an equivalent in English. It's a root that we find in the mountain. Actually, it's a very cute flower. It's a green flower which resembles the bell flower.
Yay. Para todas as minas brasileiras, as minas de Nova York, que belezura, beleza pura.
Yeah. So I'm very excited by this dish. Wow. Very refined taste. Very refined. Allez, let's share. You know, it's also the spirit of the temple of food. Huh? We have to share. 어떠세요? 맛있죠? Anyway, since you don't have these ingredients, of course the food is going to be completely different, especially in Korean food where garlic is omnipresent. But she explained to me that actually the temple food, and I think that's the center of the philosophy of this food, the temple food is centered on the taste of the main ingredient, not on the sauce, not on the yangnyeom, which is the sauce or the seasoning. What is important is to save the taste of the ingredients. And that reminds me a lot of what we are having nowadays in, for example, in Nouvelle Cuisine in France also, where we focus on the ingredient. Don't hide the ingredients with the sauce. Let it live. So that's what we want to have, and that's what is wonderful with the sa찰음식 or temple food, is that we focus on the ingredient. Isn't it a beautiful place? Do you hear the stream in the valley? It's incredibly beautiful and very, very quiet. It's the place to experience the famous temple stay. Maybe you have heard about that. It's very popular nowadays in Korea. Temple stay, it's a way to experience the life of a temple with monks and nuns. So you sleep in such a place and you can stay for a few days eating like the monks do, and also praying or participating in all the ceremonies if you like. Actually, it's a wonderful way to feel the life of a temple, and it is nowadays available in most of Korean temples. You may wonder why I'm on a bike. Well, actually, it's because we are in a slow city. The slow city or village of Samjine. It's a small village which was the first one in Asia to get the Sita Slow label. What is it about? It's about slow food, slow life. It started, as you can imagine, like the slow food movement in Italy, in Europe. And it's a label which is given to cities which protect their traditions, traditional food, environment, and what else? Anyway, keeping traditions in touch with modernity and preserving heritage, food, techniques, and also the buildings themselves. Spring is coming in the southern part of Korea. Look, we have the first camellia flowers. That's a good sign. After this very long winter we had, a very good sign and a beautiful one. We are in Changpyeong, and Changpyeong is famous for its market. It's a market, a traditional market, which opens every 5 days. So, for example, the 2nd of the month, then the 7th, then the 12th, etc., etc. In this place, even though it's still winter time, we can find a lot of vegetables and a lot of local stuff that are used in the temple food. So that's why we came here, and also it's because I just love markets, as you know. Over there we have the first vegetables from the fields and mountain. the first Nengi shepherd's purse. So you see, this is the kind of market where you can find all these vegetables that we use in temple food especially. And for example, here you have over there. That's the talle. It's a kind of wild onion. So, that's one of the 5 oshinche or 5 spicy vegetables which are forbidden in temple food because they bring too much energy or excitement, and they shouldn't be used in temple food. So we have the onion, garlic. We have also this one, the talle. You have also the buchu, and the last one is Welsh onion is forbidden as well. Everything which revolves around the species allium, everything which is onion or garlic related. 이게 뭐야?
더덕,
더덕?
더덕 종자에
아, 그래요? And this one, it's the seeds of the todok, which is a root I've already mentioned. Codonopsis lanceolata. It's a nice root which is very flavorful and wonderful, eaten raw, just as a salad. 5,000원짜리 주시겠어요? 조금만.
5,000원 조금인데.
왜 많이 심어야 돼요? 나오려면?
많이 숨으면 많고, 적게 숨으면 적게 하고.
5,000원짜리 주세요.
겁나네, 요놈도 겁나요.
네. Buying for my garden. 예, 고맙습니다. 수고하십시오. Trying to plant and see if it works. Of course, it takes a few years. You don't eat it right away. You have to leave it for a few years, 2-3 years, because the root is big enough. This shop or this truck, I don't know how to call it, is specialized in puffed rice. This is puffed corn. It's eaten as sweets. This is corn as well. And here you have the tok, the rice cake, the kare tok, the long rice cake which have been sliced and then puffed. And this is regular rice. So this is the machine that they use to puff the rice. The rice is put there and it's roasted. Turn around and roasted, and then the pressure is, increasing, and suddenly, paf! Or as we say in Korean, pong, pong tegi. Wow! It's a wonderful smell of roasted cereals. It smells like a hot bowl of cereals. You see, that's the result, and that's how it comes from. You have the rice cake dried, and this is the rice. You have a saying in Korean, someone who is like a puffed rice cake. You can imagine someone who is very talkative, who speaks a lot, and is like a little bit like trying to impress people. That's exactly like this rice, like puffed.
은근히 먹어도 사찰음식은 그런 걸 그 수영이보다 성원이가 더 잘해갖고.
Well, here we are in a very famous temple food restaurant, and I am with my friend Elodie. She's a French artist, a friend of mine, and we came to discover the temple food together. So come with me. Alors tu vois ici, il y a tous les... It's nice, huh? It's really beautiful bowls. So that's the bowls they use in temples. We call that the paru. It's very light, huh? It looks like plastic at first, but it's a wonderful wood, huh? Which is traditionally lacquered. And we call the meal that we have in temples, the paru kongyang, using this word. So that's very important, not only to eat, but in the philosophy of the temple food. So you see, you have different size, and it's a nice color, no?
Yeah, light.
I like this brownish dark.
It's light.
It's light, yeah. Very nice. Okay, so let's go and discover the food now. Yeah, it's a nice place. So I think this is for the soup and the rice. You can already prepare that.
It's beautiful, huh?
It's nice, huh?
Nice, okay.
It's really nice. That's the basic. So as you can see, everything is based on vegetables. No meat, nowhere. And here we have also a lot of very interesting things on the table. You see, we are very lucky because we have this one, the sansam, the mountain ginseng.
It's to the mountain.
Yeah, it's wild ginseng. So it's small but very precious that you
what
can eat
is
with the
this?
sauce. This one,
Yeah.
it's moss, just for the presentation, so don't eat this one. It's not for eating. It's just because it's cute like that. So let's try the other things.
So we have to eat at the beginning. It's
No, not especially. You eat what you like. This one is warm, so maybe it's better to start with this one. This one is a salad, so you eat it as you like. No.
Okay.
Just enjoy as you like.
You want-
There is no rule. We don't have the rice yet, so no rule. Me, I'm going to try this one. It's nice. Just a little bit. Merci.
It's interesting.
Interesting.
It's true. It's very
Yeah.
good, huh?
Oh. You have the forest
It's
in your
simple.
plate.
It's simple but very fresh.
Simple, fresh, and a strong, very strong, earthy taste. You feel as if we were in the forest, no?
Yeah.
Eating the forest. And it's true, it's not very strong. The taste is quite bland, but actually, it's also very important to see that the temple food is not only based on the taste, but also on the nutrients, because the monks cannot have some meat, any meat. So it means that they are going to compensate the lack of iron, the lack of lipids, many fat that you find in meat won't be on the table, and the proteins as well. So they have to compensate these proteins, lipids, and other elements that they don't get with the meat, with a lot of different vegetables. Really. A butter flavored with the pumpkins. Hein, c'est bon? I was very glad to be able to come with you to this beautiful Geumsansa temple and to share with you the Korean love for mountains.
As you have seen in Korean mountains, you can find not only food for the spirit, but also for the body. With these delicious sanche or mountain vegetables and the sa찰음식 or the temple meals and food. So I meet you next week for another adventure on the Korean Tasty Trail. Bye-bye. She wants me to buy it. 얼마요? 3,000원? 어떻게 할까요? Well, I guess I don't have the choice.
You feel healthy after
Yeah.
this.